Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we finished up with Chains of Ramathia by catching up with Gilgamesh after getting his adopted daughter back. And then we moved on to begin working on the Treasures of Ot-Urgen expansion storyline, which we'd already just barely started, just enough to get access to Ot-Urgen and the Salahim Sentinels. So we went and met up with Naja Salahim, our new boss, as a member of her mercenary company. And we met a fellow rookie mercenary by the name of Raifal, who was very obviously Prince Tryon of Sandoria, who was there for some reason. And he kind of pissed off Naja Salahim, and she sent us after him to keep an eye on him and figure out what he's doing. And so we met up with him. He was having a conversation with a Yagudo. And we're learning about the astral candescence and the fact that this might be the cause of the recent escalation and conflict between the Empire and the Beastmen. And so we were given a letter to bring back to Sandoria, which we did. Which seems, where he's delivering the information and the fears that a conflict the size of the Crystal War may be coming. And the three nations of Bastok, Windurst, and Sandoria are now going to have to try to figure out what to do, if anything, about it. So that's where we're at. We're in Juneau, getting ready to participate in the meeting between the three nations and see what happens. So we're going to show up and see where we go. So we should get a cutscene in the familiar spot. Alright, it's Prince Puget. Now you have gathered here today at the request of the Kingdom of Sandoria. I thank you on behalf of the King. This is the first time in history that an emergency summit of this nature has taken place. The issue I lay before you is beyond the scope of a single nation. And then Wolfgang shows up. Prince Puget, the adventurer you have permitted to attend the summit has arrived. Hello there. Thank you for coming, Tuna. Allow me to begin by explaining the events that have led to today's meeting. It began when Tuna, mercenary and adventurer, arrived at the gate of the Chateau de Uragil. I should just stick with one attempt at a pronunciation. Uragil is what we're going to call it. Bearing a letter of extreme importance. The contents of that letter prompted me to call the nations together. It was penned by a sage known as Raifal, and described in painstaking detail the current state of Ot-Urgen. Okay, so we're not going to tell the other nations that the Sandorian prince is traipsing about Ot-Urgen. Probably for the best, I guess. Of the Empire? This is the same nation that has the port in a frenzy over mercenary recruitment? The very same. I speak of the Near Eastern nation, the Empire of Ot-Urgen. Ot-Urgen is now under pressure from three separate Beastman armies, and Alzadal, the mighty capital itself, is in danger of falling. Great Altana. The Silent Empire. It was once called that. You may have been too young to know this, Your Highness, but the rest of us should remember. And Shantoto's here, and just says dots. Puget says, I am aware of the term. In the time of the Great War, the Empire possessed an army greater than the combined forces of the allied nations, and not a single soldier was sent in response to calls for aid. My apologies, you are well versed in history. But knowing this, you should also know that we have no obligation to lift a finger for Ot-Urgen, no matter how serious her predicament. Why, Volker, always so calm and cool? You have grown hot and bothered, and your speech is most cruel. You should understand, Dr. Shantoto. You were there on that battlefield. Who knows how much suffering could have been avoided if we'd had the help of the Empire. On the contrary, my dear musketeer, we owe them more than you can imagine, I fear. What do you mean? Hot-Ergen has taken many countries under her yoke, a ferocious nation that has even bared fangs at the far eastern folk. Calling the Empire the help in our cause would be like freeing us from demons in return for dragon jaws. That may be true, but even the close relationship Hot-Ergen had with Tavnazia, that subject is not the issue here, I know. Dr. Shantotto, why did Windurst open Mara's port to the Empire? And my nation's actions are none of your concern. At least we have a backbone. When will Bastok learn? You go too far, Dr. Shantotto. Enough! I did not call you here to speak of possible troop contributions. Then why are we here, Your Highness? Our main concern is the treasure thought to be at the center of this conflict, the astral candescence. Astral candescence? It is described as some manner of musical instrument, but apparently is much more than that. This instrument is said to produce a phenomenon known as the astral wind, a breeze that blows from an unidentifiable source. It creates a melody in a timbre unheard by mortal ears. I'm confused. How can there be a melody if nothing can be heard? Astral wind. This is all very unusual, but I'm sure we've all seen stranger things before. An unidentifiable source. In Windurst, there's no shortage of magical gadgets. Pens that write by themselves, brooms that sweep on command. Breeze. I mean, they even have that Cardian band. That's similar, don't you think, Dr. Shantotto? Astral wind? Dr. Shantotto, is everything alright? Oh, if it's automatic instruments you need, our children make such things before they learn how to read. The problem lies in the power of the wind. The wind? It envelops those close by and fills them with a mysterious strength. There are few who can resist the lure of this energy, even among the beastmen. If the instrument is that dangerous, why not just give it to the beastmen? Or smash it out of hand? That is what common sense would tell us. If we're up to an individual, or even an entire town... What are you trying to say? What if that decision lay in the hands of a nation? Even if it posed a threat to your own citizens, if that treasure could one day be your salvation, would you not choose to protect it? How could a mere instrument hold that kind of power? The sage who composed this letter is afraid that this astral candescence will one day be the catalyst of a conflict to rival the Crystal War. No. Prince Puget, as a representative for an entire nation, you would do well not to throw those words around so lightly. My apologies, this is merely based on the conjecture of a sage. Why don't we have Tuna, who has seen and heard these things in person, give us her account? We cannot make a decision based on this tale alone. A nation has a responsibility to maintain soldiers and weaponry for the defense of its people. And for a city in this situation, I would go so far as to say that some sort of secret weapon is almost a necessity. In any case, it doesn't seem that this astral candescence presents any immediate danger to the people of Alzabi. I wouldn't say that was entirely true, if you were me and I were you. Tuna, I came to a conclusion after you left the chateau. I wish to hear your honest opinion. Okay. Excellent. I knew asking you here was the right decision. I rely upon your vast experience as an adventurer. What is the astral candescence? If it is such an important treasure, why not secret it away inside the palace instead of placing it in an area most vulnerable to beastmen attacks? I sense some hidden purpose for this dangerous object. Do you have any thoughts on the matter, Tuna? We'll mention Sage Walara. Sage Wallara? What manner of person is this? I see. The father of the Wallara philosophy and an alchemist of great renown. I alone do not possess all the answers. Let us ponder the mysteries of the universe together. Shared knowledge is the shortest path to enlightenment. Not a philosophy that would appeal to my brother. Is Prince Trion somehow involved? Forgive me. I was merely thinking aloud. Oh, too much time in the cathedral for Destin's little boy. The mind is a tool you must sharpen, not a child's toy. Do you mock me then, Dr. Shantotto? You look for your answers in all the wrong places. Shall I bring a little hope to your long, dreary faces? What are you hiding, Shantotto? The servants of Wallara control the Hall of Binding, the treasure's little nest. The Hall of Binding is defended by the Serpent Generals, the best of the best. The Serpent Generals? A name I've heard. Each one is said to be worth 1,000 soldiers. The astral candescence is strictly monitored by the Wallara Temple, according to the adventurer's speech, but the treasure is kept in an area that the beastmen can easily reach. And there we find the Serpent Generals, the strongest of the strong, plus mercenaries like Tuna to help them, if I'm not wrong. Yes, there does seem to be some contradiction to be found here. You see, this is a huge game of set the trap and wait, and the astral candescence is the very tasty bait. Of course, why didn't I see it? But wait, this creates a whole new set of questions. Why would they want the beastmen in the city? There are some things that even I cannot divine. It's time to sit back and wait for a sign. But it does seem that this problem lies at the center of some grand plan. Without concern for the people of Alzadal. We need more information. Yes, an individual of keen wits and sharp senses. My lords, I have a suggestion. Tuna is employed as a mercenary in the Empire. However, she is a distinguished adventurer who will not sell her principles for a bag of gill. I point to the safe delivery of the sage's letter as proof of her dedication. A long journey without promise of reward, and I am sure that you all of you present, have had numerous beneficial dealings with adventurers. They have earned our trust and respect. That is why I put forth a motion that we have Tuna return to the Empire and fight as a mercenary. We cannot allow any more blood to be spilled by beastmen, even should that blood belong to another nation's people. And if Tuna can improve her standing enough to bring her closer to the Imperial Palace, it may learn the ultimate goal of the Empire. Well, you'll find no argument here. Adventurers have been the quiet heroes in many of Bastok's darker moments. An idea that creates less work for us will not find me making a needless fuss. How does the Duchy of Juno stand on this? In agreement. The linking of our auction house services has strengthened the ties between Juno and the Empire, but economic matters are superseded by politics. All in favor? One moment. As Ryfel warned, this problem is not likely to remain constrained within the borders of the Near East. All the lands of Vana'diel, including our 4 nations. Urgum is the word for world in the language of Ot-Urgan, and this lurking threat could plunge it entirely into chaos. We lay this mission before you, Tuna. Will you consent to take up this burden? What am I, a donkey? No, that's what I'm here for. You have our thanks, Tuna. Naturally, we will do all in our power to aid you in this task. It is a trifling amount, but perhaps you might use this Ot-Urgan coin on your travels. That treasure is more than simple bait. An astral relic can and will seal your fate. The Empress goes too far in her game. I'm curious to see how it turns out all the same. It's all question marks, but that's obviously Shantotto. Alright, we got 10 Imperial bronze pieces. Alright. So we need to head back to Aunt Ergen and go back to the tea house. Which I believe home point 2 would be the closest, yep. Can I get across on the upper level? I believe I can. So we should just need to enter the tea house, just like we did before. We should get a cutscene. Cutscene's loading. Hello there. Greetings. You are Tuna, an adventurer from the Western Lands, yes? And a registered mercenary of Salahim Sentinels. I must introduce myself. My name is Gesho, and I have also arrived from the Western continent. I am a Yaguro. I think that much is obvious. Do not be alarmed. I am merely a wandering monk who seeks to find a master in this foreign nation. Just like you, I have entered the service of one Naja Salahim. Apologize for the sudden intrusion, but you are acquainted with the mercenary known as Raifal? But are you acquainted? Oh, you plead ignorance? Would you know him if I described his golden armor? Oh, that guy. In any case, I have something from him to give to you. The Empire of Aunt Ergen and the nations of the Far East have been at war for decades. That is a long time to be fighting. Such a conflict would drain the resources of both sides and put considerable strain on the citizenry. They are indeed suffering, particularly in the Far East. This war has exacerbated several other serious matters. The same must be said of Aunt Ergen. Despite the size and strength of their army, they must still look to foreign shores for mercenary reinforcement for the defense of the capital. The armies of both nations have met on the field of battle numerous times, building trenches and fortifications to stall the advance of the enemy. Now the front line can move neither forwards nor backwards. Trench warfare. If I were the Empress, I would want a weapon of great destructive force, or some sort of magic. Or even send spies to the enemy cities or main travel routes to destroy their supply lines. Both sides have those options, of course. Why do you grow silent? Have I said something untoward? No. It just is sometimes hard to believe you are a simple mercenary when such talk of strategy escapes your lips. Ah, you are right. I must be more careful. And I'm not the only one, it seems. You are rather well versed in the Far Eastern predicament, considering you are meant to be Mindartian Yaguro. Nay, I merely repeat what I've heard. We should be focusing on... Gesho? What was wrong? A skulker in the shadows. Show yourself. Travials. You know this man? PJ. What has he told Corilla? No, Halver was the one who... Great Altana. Is something wrong? I guess so. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I must return to Sandoria. It sounds serious. Has something befallen your homeland? What has that to do with the likes of you? My apologies. I have overstepped my boundaries. No, I had no cause to berate you so. This man is a knight of Sandoria. My name is Travials. Please forgive my intrusion. You move like one trained in the far eastern art of the ninja. You have a keen eye. Travials will stay here for a time. Please contact him if you have need of me. Understood. Although we stand on different sides of the wall, we are both patriots. I am certain we shall meet again. Let us continue our conversation anon. Yes, I would like that. Farewell, Rifle. You must not keep your countrymen waiting. I'm in your debt. Farewell, Gasho. And so he left for his homeland. I imagine he would be docking Imara about this time. That one holds himself like a king. Well, he is the heir to the throne, so... Oh, before I forget, I have something for you from Travials. Farewell, Tuna. I take my leave of you here. If our president should discover us loitering in the street, it will mean our heads. The four nations of Altana have gathered in Juneau for an emergency summit. And you are certain one of our mercenaries was seen there? Yes, your magnificence. You have served us well. You may go. Dismissed. Sir. We were right to keep her occupied. They have taken the bait, just as we expected. A Grand Vizier. Do not underestimate these adventurers. We must proceed with the next part of the plan. Alright, we got Rifal's note and an Imperial silver piece. Alright, now we need to return to Naja Salahim. We're cutscene. Alright. Let's see what you had to say. Hello, Tuna. What happened to our puffed up, over pretty night boy? Don't tell me I came back here without him. What? I really hope my ears are deceiving me. Tell me that again. He went home. Are you telling me that Black-Eyed Knight took off without so much as a by your leave, Miss President? He's got a lot of nerve to test the patience of Vana'diel. And don't think you're off the hook either. Why didn't you go after him? Surely you didn't think that a mercenary was free to do as she pleases, did you? And you didn't go leaving Alzadal, ignoring the fact that you were on one of my errands, did you? Both you and Ryfall have signed a binding contract with me, or had you forgotten? You belong to me. Forever, always, until death, you mercenaries are my pawns. If you had the free time to be gallivanting to foreign countries, you should have been signing up for a bunch of missions. You should have been contributing to the success of this company. That's what's known as a team player. It's not too late for you. Chase him to the end of the world if you have to, but track down that Ryfall. You know what? Maybe I'll just let him go. I've had enough of his belly aching to last a lifetime anyway. Don't think of it. Didn't he say he was from the Middlelands? He seems so intent on sticking around here. I wonder why he chose to pack up and leave all of a sudden. Oh well, at least he's out of my hair. That's a load off my mind. Maybe you done me a good luck. A dose of good luck, Tuna. Here's an extra bonus for you. Go on, take it. The sudden change of attitude. I'm glad you decided to walk in my door. It's okay. You can cheer up. You can tear up a little. Take that feeling and burn it deep into your heart. I'll be using your gratitude as an example in the next recruiting drive. Alright, we got another Imperial silver piece. Alright, so now we need to go hit a zone line and then come back and get into the cutscene. I do need to go do some assaults so that I can rank up, but I don't have a ton of time to do that right now. Alright, well, let me go zone out, zone back in, and then head back to the company. So it'll be just a moment. Alright, so I hit the zone line and I made my way back to Salihim Sentinels, so let's go ahead and head back on in. Now, I'll just put this here and that over there. This will make Salihim Sentinels the most attractive mercenary company of all of Outriggen. Now, let's see here. Thanks to President Naja, I learned the true meaning of bravery. Dum-de-dum. Oh, and this one. Thanks to the President Naja, I experienced my first taste of victory. Dum-de-dum. What else do we have? Thanks to President Naja, I learned the true meaning of fear. We'll just change that to fortune. Dum-de-dum. That about does it for the Sentinel's voice. I do so love making these company pamphlets. Now, if only those slack-jawed mercenaries could finish some decent missions, I can start raking in some respectable profit. Makes me wonder why this request came our way. Well now, isn't this a coincidence? I was just about to send someone out to drag your scruffy hide. Or drag in your scruffy hide. As you might know, our company is well respected throughout the Empire. The proof lies in this here gold-trimmed envelope. That's why I need to have a little chat. There's a mercenary commission inside, but first, let's talk rewards. Unlike the pittance you've been receiving so far, this one will be extravagant, without a doubt. And do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. This envelope was sent by the Ott-Ergen Archaeological Research Institute. This request likely originated from the Empress herself. Don't tell me you never heard of the AARI. They've been conducting investigations within the ruins of Alzadal. Ruins of Alzadal? I'm a bit shaky on the details, but aside from the Oldham remnants in the Adiwa subterrane, there's another sprawling set of ruins not that far from here. That site is called the Ruins of Alzadal. If you travel to the northwest of Baflal Thickets until you can see the waters of the Cyan Deep, you'll find the tunnel entrance. Until recently, the Empire had forbidden entry to the ruins, a rule enforced by the immortal station of the entrance. But now, with investigations completed in that section, the Undersea ruins have been opened to the public. That means even nobodies like you can feast your peepers on the remains of an ancient civilization for the small fee of 1 imperial silver piece. Supposedly, this fee goes directly towards funding the AARI, but who knows where all that loot is really going. I guess we'll ask about the AARI. What do you think of when someone mentions the alchemists of the Imperial Palace? For myself, I always imagine a guy wearing an apron covered in chemical stains, performing the same experiments day after day after day. A tireless researcher type. The AARI is supposed to be full of people like that. But listen to me ramble on. Basically, all you have to know is that they're under the direct authority of the Empress. You see what I'm saying? We have the chance to make a small fortune. And get on the good side of the Imperial government. Try not to mess it up. Oh, I suppose I better tell you about the request itself. They want me to send a mercenary to patrol the Alzadal Undersea ruins. I hear that some unfriendly local creatures have been holding up the rest of the investigation. You've been showing some decent results lately, so I've chosen you for the job. This could be a big opportunity for fame and fortune. And this kind of work should be a walk in the park for a strapping mercenary like yourself. Failure is not an option. Alzadal, Undersea Ruins. Are you hard of hearing? Hop to it, soldier. Why would someone ask for Tuna by name? So the commission asked for me by name. Okay then. So... now, do I have the map? I know I picked up a lot of the maps. Magical maps. Rancor. Opopoulos, Tavnazia, Aqueducts Aquarium, Nashmel, Majome Woodlands, Kadervamire, Mount Zalem, Adiwa Subterrane, Mamuk, Havlung, or Helvung, Aragapa Reef, Alzadal Ruins, Baflal Thickets. Yeah, I got them. Alright. That's good. I don't remember which staging point I activated. Let's go find out. Oh, and since we are venturing out to go do some stuff, let's talk to Asrad here. And receive sanction. Because what is my Imperial standing? There is a question, because I really haven't done much. Let's see. Imperial standing. It should be listed in here somewhere. They really need to, consolidate or find a way to deal with the currency bloat. 150 Imperial standing. Okay, that's not a lot. I need to do some assaults. How long? Okay, so I do not have the Nizal Isle staging points. So we need to head out to Baflal Thickets. So there is an exit to Baflal Thickets. There. Okay. Let me get over there. Alright, we're in the right section of the city. The exit to Baflal Thickets should be right here. I want to pick up the Nizal Isle staging point if we at all can. So, we need to head to F6. F6. Alzadal Undersea Ruins, entrance number 2. Hold on, I just want to check something. Easy prey. Level 64. Alright. Well, let me ride my way out there, and then I'll be back once we're in the vicinity. Alright, we are approaching the entrance. You are the one. This is Tunnelisa, also Undersea Ruins. Now the investigation of the Oregon Archaeological Research Institute is drawn to a close. The ruins have been opened to the public. We cannot guarantee your safety. You'll be wise to stay away surroundings. The fee for entering ruins comes to 1 silver piece. Need a map. We can do 3 mithril pieces. We do not need the map. So I have an Imperial silver piece. Go ahead and give that to you. And I really do need to find the Nizal Isle staging point, because then that will prevent me from having to do that again. Okay. So this is the Alzadal Undersea Ruins. This was referenced in one of the Endwalker dungeons in 14. Oh, look at this place. Oh, what's that? Tell me everything. Hey now, this is an ancient ruin. You have the privilege to be in. Try not to disturb the... This is an ancient ruin you have the privilege to be in. Try not to disturb the... this is my first time in an ancient ruin. It's so exciting. Poor old Hatia is stuck in the factory all by herself. But lucky me gets to go on a field trip with Mr. Gatstad. Well, I'm glad to see you're taking an interest in the past. But if you keep that ruckus, who knows what sort of unwanted attention you'll attract. Even with us here to protect you, some monster might snatch you away into the shadows. They've even employed mercenaries from Salahine Sentinels to patrol the ruins for dangerous beasts. Many alchemists have fallen prey to the legions of foul creatures that stalk these halls. You know how on moonless nights you can hear the roar of the Cyan Deep echoing through the darkness? That sound is really the wails of those lost alchemists as their spirits roam the ruins in despair. Rishvi? That's quite enough. The poor child is shaking in fear. Is that really true? Maybe you'll be the first to find out? You're lying. You're just being a big meanie-weenie. Enough. What do you see? Quiet. We're not alone. Oh? Are you here all by yourself? If you want to see the ruins, you should come along with us. Ah, yes, your PSC wildcat badge marks you plainly. I'm assuming this is your first visit to the ruins. Perhaps I'm assuming this is your first visit to the ruins. Perhaps it would benefit you to join our little tour. Mr. Gatsad was about to tell us about the Alzadal civilization. These ruins have so many stories. So, which part do we want to ask about? We'll go with the windows. You wish to learn about the windows? Look at those fish swimming around in there. I wonder what would happen if the windows broke. It would flood the whole place. Those fish are actually swimming in the waters of the Cyan Deep. We are currently on the bottom of the ocean, looking out at them. Those windows are under an incredible amount of pressure from the weight of the water. If the windows were to break, I'm afraid we'd be crushed in an instant. What is that sparkling light all over the glass? I've never seen anything like it. Is that the glow of plasma oil? Oh, that is the glow of plasma oil. Oh, isn't that the same oil we use in the automatons? That's correct. The windows of these ruins are actually membranes of plasma oil that repel the waters of the sea like giant bubbles. You mean it just bounces off? You could put it that way, yes, but these barriers have been in place for hundreds of years. I highly doubt that they'll give way anytime soon. A truly astonishing feat of technology. However, the only reason these membranes hold is due to the constant supply of plasma oil. Someday, this supply must run out, and when it does... Are you trying to scare me too, Master Gatstan? I'm not sure I want to stay here much longer. Let's go to the pillars. Ah, you've touched upon an interesting area. But it's not the shape of the pillars that is so fascinating. Any person with a basic knowledge of archaeology would recognize the graceful conical base and frail-looking central column. This design was often seen in the temples built during the reign of Emperor Alzadal some 900 years ago. The fascinating thing about these pillars lies in the construction itself. There are markings that suggest a degree of rotation and elongation is possible. Why would they make a pillar like that? I wonder the same thing. I theorize that the architects of this structure wanted to incorporate a level of flexibility to compensate for the changes in water pressure. That's pretty clever. Should these technological marvels be understood in the near future, I hope to adapt their use in the field of automaton construction. Mr. Gonstad, I'm going to work real hard on my studies so I can help you. Right, because it is on Urgen where the Puppet Master job originates, which uses automatons. Alright, well, that's about the floor. The floor? Yes, it really is quite fascinating. I wanted to hear about this. The elegant mosaics of the floor are designed with several different varieties of stones. One might say that these designs are symbolic of the prosperity of the Alzadal dynasty. It's a shame we've lost so many of the arts of that age. What about this shining symbol on the floor here? I'm sure I've seen this design somewhere before. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. That is a transport device, not unlike the runic portals currently employed by the Empire. The Urgen Archaeological Research Institute has deemed these devices safe for use in their continuing investigations. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So they still work even after 900 years? Yes, a curious fact. The AARI has been diligent in its efforts to remove all traces of dust and grime as they work through the ruins, but have not attempted any maintenance. There simply hasn't been a need. It's as if these ruins have been frozen in time. Not merely in appearance, but in all of its functions. I love mysteries. I bet the ruins were just waiting for us to rediscover them. You could be right, Abda Lorabda. I think it's enough for one day. Time to return to the workshop. Oh. What? Already? We just got here. We can't have poor Tateya mind the place all by herself, can we? I suppose not, but you'll have to bring me here again, right? I promise. Rishvi, would you mind escorting young Abda Lorabda back to Alzabi? Aren't you coming with me? Not just yet. I have some things to discuss with this mercenary. Well, okay. See you later. I suppose you're wondering why I asked you to stay. As you can see, I am also an alchemist affiliated with the Urgen Archaeological Research Institute. I often have cause to visit the ruins in this manner. Have you figured out what the ARI's true purpose is here in the ruins? The conservation of cultural heritage? The research of ancient civilization? These are merely facades. The truth of the matter is, our organization is under orders from the Empress to locate the missing astral candescence. Yes, the candescence held in Alzabi is not the only one in existence. How much do you know about the astral candescence, Tuna? Not so much. The astral candescence is a national treasure that is set upon the astral plinth within Alzabi's Hall of Binding. Known as the astral wind, the infinite energy of the astral plane flows from this treasure, uplifting the Empire's citizens and granting them courage. It is a source of the Empire's prosperity. And yet the candescence is also the catalyst for an unending conflict as the beastmen hurl themselves against our defenses time and again in an effort to claim it. Receive the blessings of the candescence at the price of peace. The astral candescence was originally brought into the city to halt the spread of the Bastocan blight in the Empire. The Emperor of the time hoped to ease the suffering of his people and his nation. Well, there is more than one candescence. There are few that are unaware of this fact. There are few that are aware of this fact. Though the research of various ancient texts through the research of various ancient texts and relics, we have verified the existence of 4 other candescences. If we can but find these missing treasures, there may be a chance to end this feudal conflict. That is the aim of the AARI. What do you say, Tuna? Will you aid us in our search? You wonder why I know your name? Not so surprising. I was the one who sent the request to Salahim Sentinels asking you to patrol the ruins. It seems the immortals stationed at the staging points here have taken a liking to you. Your name was at the top of the list of candidates. Tuna, if we can find these missing candescences... On Urgan, no, the entire Aradija continent may know the paradise of peace once again. And he hands me an astral compass. That astral compass will lead you to a candescence. But be warned, this device is not set to respond to faint astral waves. The astral wind that blows through the candescence reaches far across land, even as it weakens in intensity. Picking up these waves would help little in pinpointing a location, and so you only receive a response when you're close to the source. I'm sure you can see why your position as a mercenary with duties across the continent will prove invaluable. I asked you to carry the astral compass with you at all times. Yes, the device has been constructed to ignore the emanations of the candescence in Alzabi. You have your mission. The future peace of the Near East is riding on your success. One more thing, Tuna. Do not reveal my position as the chief of the ARI. We should not even acknowledge each other on the street. I value my quiet existence in the automaton workshop. Amnaf. Dots. What's with the effect? Omnaf? Tell the Grand Vizier that the bell has been set. Understood. We obtained the astral compass. So, before we leave here, as I mentioned, we need to get the staging point. We need to head to Portal A, which is just over here. Without making those Apex enemies angry, or they will eat me for lunch. Alright, and then we take Portal E. Yes, Portal E. Alright, so south. Alright, so we're going to head towards the Nizal Isle entrance there, because that should be where the staging point is. I don't think there's going to be anything down here that's going to mess with me. There's some enemies right there. Well, if there is anything that is going to mess with me, I should be able to handle it, even without my trusts. Kikirans. They are level 78. Decent challenge. That's a bit higher level than I was anticipating. I'm level 80. Oh, I was anticipating something in the 60s. And let's get you. Just as a precaution. They didn't attack me immediately. Alright, they do not appear to be aggressive. That's good. I do just want to see something, though. Yes, that's very nice having Olmia in the party finally. Gives me a ranged attack accuracy buff. And everything has suddenly stopped. Okay, that was weird. R0. Crap. Of course, it's right in the middle of combat. I had a little bit of a connection problem earlier while I was zoning for to start this mission. So, hopefully, I'll at least be able to stay online long enough to get to the Nisel Isle staging point. Alright, and all I've got to do to unlock it is use one of the runic portals. Alright, let me see where we're at here. Okay, we're getting toward the end of the episode, but I do want to go back and talk to Nadja Salahim because the mission after that requires a wait to the next Vana'diel day. But we'll go ahead and end the episode after that, and then that'll definitely let me wait until the next day. There's going to be a lot of that. If I remember correctly, there's a lot of wait till the next Vana'diel day before you can do anything. So we'll see how it goes. We successfully completed our commission. Hmm. Dots. More dots. Yet more dots. The document on the desk bears the mark of the two-headed serpent. Ask Nadja about the document? Yeah, why not? You want to know what this document is all about? You really are stretching my patience. This document was sent by the Ott-Ergen Archaeological Research Institute, the same organization that requested your mercenary services. Why do you think they sent this? Money? Don't get funny with me, miss. Arkuba. Yes, ma'am. Read out Private Second Class Tuna's mercenary attendance record. Since leaving to carry out the request from the Ott-Ergen Archaeological Research Institute, Private Second Class Tuna has not returned to report a single detail of her mission to President Nadja. That is all. This is the first thing I did after I finished. Let's hear your explanation, Tuna. You say you went to the Undersea ruins as requested? You're telling me that you ignored company regulations and made a report to the palace before returning to your beloved president? No. So knowing the consequences, you acted independently and above your lowly station of mercenary pawn? Must have well coming to. If the palace finds out I can't even control my own employees. I have your reward from the AARI. Let's see, how much is left out of your 255 Imperial gold pieces when I deduct your fines? You better hope the reward covers your infractions. Grand Vizier Razfad, we have awaited your arrival. I have a message from Gatsad. The bell has been sent on the mercenary. The adventurer from the Middlelands? Yes, sir. I have good news. Our efforts regarding the Candescents are proceeding according to plan. All the pieces are falling into place. Excellent. We have faith that you will not fail us. Your magnificence is too kind. However, we grow tired of waiting. My humble apologies, your magnificence. I beseech your patience a little while longer. Our actions must not draw the attention of our citizens or our neighbors. We are aware of this. It is our wish to see the treasure in the hands of the Empress. Our wishes are the wishes of the Empire. Do not lose sight of that. The age of judgment is at hand. Deal with any who threaten our progress. Sir. We cannot give free rein to these otherworldly fiends. Otherworldly fiends? Is he talking about ghosts? What else could it be? Wonderful. It appears our jury days in the palace will soon be at an end. Uh-huh. Can't you show a little more enthusiasm? Uh-huh. Oh yes, wonderful. Our main objective is to make them think the Candescences are our primary concern. Ghosts are certainly more interesting than this endless speculation about the Candescences. There's someone named Afmau. Grand Vizier, we wish to know more about these spirits returning to plague the living. The ghosts? I would not wish to trouble Her Magnificence with mere rumors. Be that as it may, you will tell us more. The Empress knows more than she pretends. Your Magnificence, in recent years, the rumors concerning the appearance of spirits and a ghost ship menacing the waters of the Cyan Deep have become more and more frequent. The Immortals believe many of these rumors stem from the activities of the Lamia. Don't skip ahead. Back to the ghost ship. Yes, the ghost ship. It bears the name of a famous shipwreck known as the Ashu Talif. Continue. Yes, Your Magnificence. While I must stress that these stories are merely the rumors of the townspeople, there has been a strange twist to the tale. It's said that the true name of this ghost ship is really the Black Coffin, a pirate ship of the Lost Kingdom of Ephramat. A pirate ship? We believe these inflammatory rumors to be the work of the Seagull Fratry, descendants of the Kingdom of Ephramat. These rebels have lost their ships and are barely avoiding our grasp. They conjure these heroes from the past to bolster their spirits. It is just... Go on. There are citizens of Ephramat descent who are poised to join with the rebels. They say Luzov has returned. Preposterous. Luzov perished with his kingdom over 200 years ago. You would know the truth behind this ghost ship. Oh. Your Magnificence, we cannot mobilize Imperial troops on the basis of a mere rumor. If you are unwilling to shoulder this task, Puppet Master, you will solve the mystery of this ghost ship. What? We accept this task. How can we refuse a direct request from the Empress? But, Your Magnificence, I do not think that this is no longer your concern. We shall recruit assistance from Salahim Sentinels. Afmal, Avjang, we await word of your success. Yeah, so the puppet's name is Avjang. Yes, Your Magnificence, come along, Afmal. Oh, wait. Grand Vizier? It is to will the Empress. But do not let them out of your sight. Nada Salahim. We're back to Nada Salahim. Putting off a direct order, 11 Imperial Gold pieces. For ignoring company regulations, 7 Imperial Gold pieces. For forgetting the company motto, 3 Imperial Gold pieces. For concealing your actions, 6 Imperial Gold pieces. For disrespecting your president, 9 Imperial Gold pieces. Making me repeat myself, 15 Imperial Gold pieces, which comes to a total of 255 Imperial Gold pieces. You're lucky you didn't go into the red. There's definitely something fishy going on here. It's mighty strange to have the reward arrive before you did. Maybe worth looking into this. I like being manipulated, even if it is by the Empress herself. How to remind the Empire that the Wildcat has claws. So she found an excuse to deduct our entire payment as fees. Okay then. So, here's where we're going to go ahead and end the episode. We need to wait to the next game day anyway. And then we'll pick back up. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.